team, I hope you're all well. Today I am going to, as quick as you can, try and go through my 52 books around the year challenge. So this is a prompt of 52 books. Basically there are 52 prompts and I have to pick 52 books. So I'd like to thank Siobhan, because she's basically pointed me in the direction of this and I'm really excited to take part in it. I didn't do it last year but she did, and I'm really excited to take part. So this is a Goodreads challenge, so if you want to check it out I'll leave a link down below. But yeah, really excited to do this, so let's get to it. So the first prompt is to read a book. I've got my computer down here, sorry. Read a book that doesn't contain a letter A, T or Y. I'm going to be picking up Pudding by Julie Murphy. No A, T or Y in this. I'm not going to be going through what the books are about because otherwise we'd be here all year. But yeah, this is what I've decided to pick up for this. Very excited. Nice little contemporary to get me on my way. Next prompt is to read a book by an author whose last name is one syllable. So I'm picking up Carrie by Stephen King. Obviously King is one syllable and I want to pick up more from him this year if I can do, which should be doable because there's a few of his books on here. The next book is a book that you are prompted to read because of something you read in 2019. So because I read the first 3.5 books in this series in 2019, I'll be picking up Capturing the Devil, which is the last in the series. I am already partway through this. I am currently on page, at the time of doing this video anyway, I'll be further on by the end of the day, but at the time of doing this I am on page, there is no page number, 291, so I'm here. I haven't got long to go. I'll be finished with this in a couple of days, so, but I'm really enjoying it and that will finish that series for me. The next prompt is to read a book set in a place or time that you wouldn't want to live. So I have picked Outpost by Adam Baker. I picked this up at a charity shop a year or two ago now, and this is like an apocalyptic world. So it says, when the end of the world comes, do you want to be the first to go or the last to survive? I wouldn't want to live, to be honest, so this is why I've picked this up. Very floppy book. I'm looking forward to reading this. I've had it on my shelves for a while now, like I mentioned. So difficult prompt me that, to be honest, because I'd like to live in just about any world, but not an apocalyptic one. Next prompt was to read the first book in a series that you've not started. So I'm going to be picking up Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Obviously I haven't started this series. I haven't read any of the books in the Grishaverse, so this is obviously a good place to start. We'll see how I get on with this. Next is to read a book with a mode of transport on the cover. So I'm picking up The Distance Between Us by Casey West. This has got a car on the cover. Only just, but it has. It's not about a car. It will obviously be a contemporary romance, but I'm really looking forward to this. I've been really enjoying Casey West's books, so I can't wait to pick that one up. Next is to pick a book set in the Southern Hemisphere. So I did Google this to see which books are set in the Southern Hemisphere, just for a little bit of help and to make sure that I actually pick one set down there. So I'm picking up The Dry by Jane Harper. This is set in Australia and it is a thriller, I think, like a mystery thriller, so I'm really looking forward to this. It's been on my shelves for a while. Next is to read a book with a two-word title where the first word is the. So I'm picking up The Beautiful by Renee Ardier. This came in a Fairy Loot box a couple months ago, so I'm looking forward to picking this one up. It's got red spray edges, looks gorgeous, and it's to do with vampires and around the 1872 New Orleans. It's definitely giving me the originals vibes, which I'm down for. I haven't watched all of the originals, but I enjoyed what I've seen of it, so. Next is to read a book that can be read in a day. So I picked up Monstrous Volume 1. I have actually read this at the time of doing this video. I have read this. I gave it 3 stars. I am going to continue with the series, but I was a little bit confused. I think I gave it 3 stars. Yeah, I did. I was a little bit confused. It was good, but I was confused. Next is to read a book that is between 400 and 600 pages. So I'm going to be reading First to Die by James Patterson. This is 470 pages long. So I'm going to be buddy reading this with Siobhan. I'm really excited to do so. We're going to buddy read the whole of the Women's Murder Club series, hopefully all of it this year, but we'll see. So yeah, looking forward to giving this a read. The next is to read a book originally published in a year that is a prime number. So I'm picking up Misery by Stephen King, which was originally published in 1987. 1987, so which is prime number. I googled it. So I'm looking forward to this. I did enjoy the movie when I watched this quite a few years ago, so I want to pick this one up. I think there's a good chance that might be one of my favourite Stephen Kings, to be honest, so I'm just going to throw that out there now. We'll see. Next is a book that is a collaboration between 2 or more people, so I'm picking up Second Chance by James Patterson with Andrew Gross. This is obviously the second in the Women's Murder Club series, which obviously me and Siobhan will be getting to, so I thought I might as well chuck it on here. So the next prompt is to read a prompt from a previous Around the Aim 52 Books challenge. The prompt I decided to go for was an author with more than one book on your TBR. So I've gone for another Stephen King, which is Rose Madder. I'm really excited about this one. I'll be picking this up in Feb. I think I'm buddy reading this with Gav from Gav Hetherington and also Bobby from Bobby Reads a Lot. So I'm looking forward to that one actually, because Bobby's really hyped that one up, so I'm really excited about that one. Next is a book by an author on the AB list of 100 essential female writers. So I'm going for Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. She was on that list and I really want to read this one now that I've finally got a edition of this with some text that is reasonable for my eyes. So yeah, looking forward to that one. A book set in a global city. I'm going to do a reread of I Heart New York by Lindsay Kelk. Obviously New York is a global city and Lindsay Kelk is my favourite author. Also, this book is my favourite book of all time. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. Next is a book set in a rural or sparsely populated area. I had to Google this. So we're going for Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, which is book 1. And I'm really looking forward to this. I've been meaning to read this all year last year, so I can't wait to get to it this year. Hopefully I might be able to get to all 3 of them, but we'll see. I've only put the first one on here. A book with a neurodiverse character. I googled this as well. We're going to go for Solitaire by Alice Oseman. I'm really looking forward to this one as well. I've enjoyed Heartstopper by Alice and I also read Radio Silence by Alice as well, so looking forward to picking up more from her this year. A book by an author you've only read once before, so I'm going to go for Bloody Rose by Nicholas Ames. The only book I've read by Nicholas Ames before is the first in this series, which is Kings of the Wild, so I'm looking forward to continuing with the series because I really did enjoy Kings of the Wild, which was a recommendation from Cody from Cody's Book Corner. Next is to read a fantasy book, so I have decided to go for The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This was on my January TBR anyway, so I can't wait to pick this up. I've heard really good things about it and I think I'm really going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be a good one. Then I need to read the 20th book on your TBR in a series by an author on a list. So I've decided to go for the 20th book in a series, and the series I'm going for is the Jack Reacher series. So the 20th book in that series is Make Me by Lee Child. I am really excited about this. I was going to try and read all of the Jack Reacher series in order, but because you don't need to, it doesn't matter that I'm now not doing that. But yeah, I'm going to pick up Make Me by Lee Child. Next prompt is to read a book related to Maximilian Hell, the noted astronomer and Jesuit priest, I don't know how to say that, who was born in 1720. I had to Google this. I had no idea what that meant. I have ended up finding Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, so I'm really excited about this. I am buddy reading this in the month of January with my friend Anna, so I'm really excited to pick it up. It's the second in the Lunar Chronicles series and I'm super hyped for it. This to read a book with major theme of survival, so I'm going to go for 1984 by George Orwell. I've heard really good things about this and I know it's a good classic, so I can't wait to pick this up. I really meant to pick this up in the year of 2019, but I just didn't get round to it. Then the next is to read a book featuring an LGBTQIA+ character or by an LGBTQIA+ author. So I'm going to be picking up Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. This isn't out yet, so I'll show a picture here. When this comes out I will be reading it, but I'm very excited to do so. I'm loving this series so far. Next is to pick a book with an emotion in the title, so I'm going for The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Obviously the emotion is angry. I've heard really good things and I want to read the series. Next is to read a book related to the arts, so I'm going to go for music and I'm going to go for the book Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've heard awesome things about this and I can't wait to pick it up. This was gifted to me by my friend Claire, so thank you to Claire for gifting me this book over Christmas / for my birthday. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to give this a read. Prompt is to read a book from 2019 Goodreads Choice Award, so I'm going for Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. by the time I'm recording this. I have read this book, so I finished this over the weekend. I really enjoyed it, gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was great. This is the book I've decided to pick for that one. Then a history or historical fiction. So I googled this as well to see what I already had on my shelves. So I have decided to go for The Clockmaker's Daughter by Kate Morton. This is a book of the month version of this. One of my friends sent me this over. Might have been 2018 now, so I've been meaning to get to this for a while and I can't wait to pick it up. I've heard really good things, so I'm very excited about it. Plus it's absolutely gorgeous as well. This to read a book by an Australian, Canadian or New Zealand author, so I'm going to go for God's Grave by Jay Kristoff. Obviously Jay is Australian and I really want to continue with this series. I did read Nevernight in 2019, so I want to finish the series this year. I was meant to finish the whole series last year but I didn't get to it, so I'm intimidated by it, okay? An underrated book, a hidden gem or a lesser known book. I'm going to go for, I googled this because I wanted to see what was on my shelves that is in a list like that, and apparently Daughter of Smoke and Bone came up by Laini Taylor, so I want to read again the whole series of this year. Just these books are so floppy and I'm so here for it. Really excited to pick this up because I did enjoy the Stranger Dreamer series, so I'm really hyped to pick this up. Next is to read a book from the New York Times 100 Notable Books list for any year. You can pick any year you want. So I went for 2018 and I went for Becoming by Michelle Obama. So I'm really excited for this one as well. I'm going to listen to the audiobook for this because she narrates it herself and I just think it's going to be awesome. So yeah, hyped for that. Then you need to read a book inspired by a leading news story. I googled this one as well and it came up with a book that was dark, and the book is This Is What It Feels Like by Rebecca Barrow. So yeah, apparently this came up in a list when I googled this, so I'm excited about that because I really want to pick it up, so glad it came up. A book related to the 2020 Olympics Summer Games in Japan. I'm going to be picking up Warcross by Marie Lu. I don't own it, so I'm going to show it here. I'll get it on audio, I think, or from my library, so I'm really excited about that. I did try and pick that up earlier on last year, but I didn't get round to it. I did get it from the library, but I didn't get around to it. A book about a non-traditional family. So again, I googled this and I'm going for The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. I really enjoyed Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, so I'm looking forward to this one, but it's been on my TBR for ages, so that's another reason to pick it up. A book from a genre or subgenre that starts with a letter in your name. So I've gone for S, which is obviously the beginning of my name for Steph, and I've gone for sci-fi, so we'll be picking up Skyward. In fact, that all the S's are here right now, by Brandon Sanderson. All the S's. I'm really excited for this. This is a reread for me, but I want to reread it before I pick up Starsight, which I also do own, so both of those could count for this. But yeah, super excited for this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars the first time I read it, so. A book with a geometric pattern or element on the cover. I feel like this one might come up quite a bit for people with this, but I'm going to go for The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I'm really excited about this. I've heard amazing things about this, and the cover is stunning, so super excited. A book from your TBR / wish list that you do not recognise, recall putting on there, or you bought it on a whim, or you got it on a whim. So I'm picking up a book that came in a book box at some point, and I can't remember when it came or what it's about or anything really. So I'm going to pick up Another Place by Matthew Crowe. I don't really know anything about this. It says at the top, a small town, a missing schoolgirl, a terrible secret, and one girl's fight to survive. It sounds amazing, to be fair. So 2 books that are related to each other as a pair or of binary opposites. So I didn't know what the hell this was about. I messaged Siobhan and asked her, and she suggested picking 2 books of the same genre, but obviously 2 different books. So I'm going for The Astonishing Colour of After by Emily X.R. Pan, and also The A to Z of Everything. I don't own that. I will show it here. These are obviously both contemporaries, and they both deal with a death in the family, a mother dying. So this one deals with a mother dying and the daughter thinks that her mum is coming back as a bird, and this one deals with a mother dying. Her 2 daughters like had a massive fallout before she died. She never saw them like reconcile or anything before her death, and she comes up with an A to Z list of things that they need to do and try and get them back together again. So it sounds really cute. Both of them sound really cute, but very heartbreaking. A book by an author whose real names you're not quite sure how to pronounce. So I'm going for War Girls by Tochi Onyebuchi. I don't know how you pronounce that, but that's the whole point in this prompt. So that's what I'm picking up. I'm really put a place name in the title, so because I'm rereading the whole series, we're going to pick up I Heart Hollywood by Lindsay Kelk, which is the second in the series. Obviously I Heart New York is on here as well, and I'm very excited to reread it all. Now that it's all out, I'm just going to reread the whole series. A mystery, I'm going to pick up All the Hidden Truths by Claire Askew. I'm really excited for this. I bought this, I got it for Christmas actually from my parents, and I'm really hyped for it. It was a bargain, £2.49 from the Book People. Such a bargain. A book that was nominated for one of the 10 most coveted literary prizes in the world. We're going to go for The Amber Spyglass by Philip Pullman. I think this got the Costa Book Award thing. This was a bit of a struggle. I had to go through all the awards and pick a book, but this is one that I've wanted to read for ages. This will finish off the His Dark Materials series. It is the chunkiest one in the series, but I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to finish the series off and see how I feel about this. Is to read a book related to one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I had to Google this. I don't know how this is related, but we're going for Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. It is an apocalyptic book, so maybe that's how it's related, but I don't know. We'll see. Then we have a book related to witches, so I am picking up Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Infernal Devices, and a book by the same author who wrote one of your best reads in 2019 or 2018. I am going to go for A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. She wrote my favourite book of 2019, which was A Curse So Dark and Lonely. A Heart So Fierce and Broken is the second in the series. I don't own it yet. Mine is on its way from Fairy Loot because I'm getting the edition that matches my Fairy Loot edition of A Curse So Dark and Lonely, so very excited indeed. Then I need to read a book about an event or an era in history taken from the Billy Joel song We Didn't Start the Fire. So for this one I'm reading another book that I don't own but I can get on audio. So I'm reading 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I googled We Didn't Start the Fire books and just that came up as one of them. I was going to do Daisy Jones and the Six for this, but it came up on a different one. So sorry if the angle's changed, my memory card was full. A classic book you've always meant to read. I'm going to be picking up One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. I got this in February last year when I went to go and see Cassandra Clare and Holly Black at a signing. So yeah, I'm super excited about this one. It's a gorgeous edition. It's got deckled edges and some illustrations in it, so I'm really excited about that one. Then you need to read a book published in 2020, so I'm going to obviously pick up an ARC. I'm going to go for Very Nearly Normal by Hannah Sunderland. They don't put the names on the backs, so the title obviously is on the back. This is just what the front looks like. I'm really excited for this. This is a contemporary. I think it might be a little bit, is it a romance? I'm not sure. And it comes out on the 14th of May 2020, so really hyped for that one as well. A book that fits a prompt from the list of suggestions that didn't win. So one of the suggestions was a recommend by Stephen King. So I am going to go for one of his son's books that he's recommended, and I'm going to go for The Fireman by Joe Hill. I googled recommendations by Stephen King and this one came up. This has been on my shelves now for probably since 2018 and I really want to get to it. I need to read a book with a silhouette on the cover, so I'm going to go for After Dark by Dominic Nolan. This doesn't come out until the 5th of March. This is an ARC, but the cover will look exactly the same as this. It'll just say After Dark on the front in white. Yes, this is what the cover will look like. So it will have the silhouette on it. This is the second in a series, starting off with Past Life, which was Dom's first book last year, so really excited to pick this one up. Then the last two, the first one is a book with an ing in the title, so I'm going for Are You Watching by Vincent Ralph. This is another ARC of mine. I am partway through this. I'm on page 159. I am hoping to finish this in the month of January. We will see though. But yeah, really enjoying it so far. It's very, very good and I do recommend. This comes out on the 6th of February, so keep that in mind. Battery's about to die now. And then finally, a book related to time. I'm going for The Clockwork Prince. Yeah, The Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare, which is the second in the Infernal Devices series. Obviously it says clockwork. I don't know if it is related to time specifically, but it says clockwork on the title, so that's as close as time we're getting. with this one. So that is my 52 books around the year challenge. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it's not taken too long. But please let me know in the comments down below if you're reading any of these and you want to buddy read with me. Let me know. I'm loving buddy reads at the moment, so let's do it. And I shall see you next time. Bye for now.